the old, like, specific, come on, man. What you mean? Like, you want to know specifically more about
I want to know
business?
specifics. You got business. You only told us about your juvie home. You told us about a little bit of Virginia, but I know there's something else in Virginia that you didn't even go in detail in.
Group homes.
Okay.
Group home. So I own group homes in Portsmouth, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
How that started was very interesting. First, I want to give my flowers to my brother, who's a special education teacher, football coach, psychologist. And it was pretty much more of his vision.
Okay, what's his name, bro?
Jon Conyers.
Ah.
Shout out to my brother.
Got you.
He had this vision, due to certain things I was able to accomplish in my career early on.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to create a certain amount of, finances to support a lot of people in my family dreams and goals and things that they had. We had, certain family issues. One of my cousins at this point was, he was put into the system, and me and my brother talked a lot about how can we get him out the system. I own some properties in Virginia due to my real estate company, Conyers Real Estate, which we didn't get into, but we can also talk about that. So
First, you said group homes. I don't even know what a group home is. Tell me, what is a group home?
So basically, there are kids who are put into the system, right? So, kids who parents may have drug issues, or, mom is in a certain situation where ACS takes the kid from the mom, and they're put into the system, right? And they go from home to homes and situations where there's really no stability, right? So in the state of Virginia, there's a huge problem within, there's a lot of kids within the system that don't have homes. So what I did was, instead of renting out the houses I do own in Virginia, I turned them into group homes. And instead of stacking kids up, 3 kids in one room, I basically made it like a real home. So each kid in my group home have their own room. They have their laptop. They have a flat screen TV. They all see the same doctors. They see the same dentists. We take them out on activities. We give them mental health counseling.
Damn, bro, I want to be in this group home. What?
And they treat them like a lifestyle. Like, they get to come, they get to choose like what activities they want to do. They're on a very tight feeding schedule. We don't give them fried foods. We teach them about health management. And my brother really counsel these kids and like build them up into being successful individuals. And we see them like if they are our own kids. So they have very similar experiences. It's very easy for me to put 3 of them in one bedroom and see them as a dollar sign, but we don't do that. So we lose a lot of money by trying to make sure these kids have certain type of experiences. And the backstory to why we did that was, again, my brother had this vision of like mental health counseling and helping kids. We never really wanted to house kids. We just wanted to give mental counseling services and, go into certain communities and, tell our story, growing up in the Bronx, growing up in certain environments, growing up with parents who did face addiction issues, father who was in and out of jail and all these type of situations. So, once we were blessed, we graduated college and we was in this position of power. We was like, how do we give back to the youth? And I had a cousin who was in the system due to my aunt battling her own addiction issues. And, me and my brother talk about, he's older. How can we put him in a situation? COVID was happening. I had all these houses where, I had most of them were full, but then I had some houses who was just empty. I wasn't really losing money because I was doing well in other businesses, but I was like, let's adopt our cousin, let him have the house, let him finish off his senior year of high school in a positive way. And when the lady came to inspect my house from ACS, she was like, this is 5 bedrooms. I'll give you X amount of dollars for each bedroom. And I was like, what? Like, you would pay me to help kids? Like, I was so like a
How old were you right there?
When this was happening, I was what? When I started this company, 25, 26.
Yes.
I'm 27 now, so this is like recent. So, I talked to this lady. She was amazing from the department, like from the State Department. And I was like, wow, so if I was to help more kids and not just my family, I can get this amount of money and still be helpful in my community. And they were like, heck yeah, this is a business. And it was amazing, but it was also kind of sad because then like I started to obsess over it and I started to understand the business and I understand how I can exploit this business. And I was like, wow, this is what people must do. They stop seeing these kids as kids and they start seeing them as a dollar amount. And I started to say, well, we can still make enough money where, we don't have to worry about, wow, I'm helping all of these kids, but it's coming at the expense of my family, my kids, or the lifestyle that I'm currently living. And then I started to break it down. I was like, well, instead of having 3 kids in one room, let's just give each kid their own room. And you have business partners and consultants that say, yo, that's bad for business. And I'm like, at what point is enough enough?
Yeah.
I can still pay off these mortgages, still have a decent income, and do the right thing by these kids. So I started to go into this group home market and take over this group home market, and it's been beautiful, man.
How many homes do you have?
I have 2.
Okay.
And then I have a juvenile center. And excuse me, let's backtrack. When I say take over, I don't mean like I'm the biggest guy ever. Like I'm not taking over the market, but it's something very new. It's not easy because it's like instead of having 3 of my own kids, now I got like 40 kids. And it's like, but we're looking at analytics, kind of like Instagram. You look at this. Like, is this kid doing good in school? If I give him this, does he does that? If I give her this, does she does that? And we just trying to really understand it and understand the mental health aspect of these kids.
That's great, man. You should give yourself an applause for that one.
Yeah, give myself applause, man, and give my brother applause because
shout out to Justin
because he really does with the day to day. My business
holding it down.
In New York, he holds it down as a passion of his. I love him, I support him, and round of applause for him specifically. So thank you, Justin. And maybe, let's go
What's
to
that?
Virginia, bro.
Oh yeah, that would be dope. I mean,
I don't
remember the last time I've been to Virginia.
Let's talk about, instead of just talking about what we're doing, let's show the people. Let's plan it. Let's go to Virginia. Let's give because I don't want to just say, I have these group homes and I care about these kids. Let's show them what I'm doing for these kids.
Okay, I'm down.
You down?
Yeah.
You heard it here live on episode 2 of the Professional Winner Show. Me and Gabe, I'm going to book tickets tonight. We're going to go to Virginia. We're going to show you the facility. And let's do it. Let's really talk about it,